The Prime Initiative.
Good morning, Los Angeles. We've talked about Mr. Marlon Marache before. He is the host of the IA Guy on YouTube, has an Instagram channel. Awesome show. He loves to interview anyone involved in first responders or law enforcement. If you were to take a look at his YouTube channel, he has some pretty prestigious people on there. For example, he's had Hector Bravo before. He's had numerous others that have are in law enforcement at the moment as we speak, not only in California and Los Angeles, but all across the nation. He's had former law enforcement officers and first responders who have gone through egregious situations. Um, awesome interviewing, awesome information. But I want to turn your attention over to one of his recent guests because this is extremely important. And to be honest with you, this is what's going to save Los Angeles County. All right. Come next year, time to make that right choice. Let's take a look at his past guest here by the name of Alex Villanueva, the former sheriff of Los Angeles County, the one true sheriff, the one sheriff that actually had the balls to save Los Angeles. All right. Here we go. Let's take a quick look at it. We're not going to look at his entire show because we don't steal people's fire here. Obviously, we want you guys to go ahead and venture off and take a look at his channel. All right. Let's take a look.
Their loyalty is not to me, not to the department, not to the activists, not to the politicians. Their loyalty has to be to the truth. Can we clear up the streets? Can we get the homeless where they need to be? Can we stop all these crimes, wanton crimes that are going on right now? We can actually do all those things, but you got to have willingness to do it first.
Fucking amazing, right? Let's skip ahead real quick. All right, here's one of the humanizing questions that I love it when interviewers ask because at the end of the day, we're all human beings, right? People don't follow stripes and bars. People follow people. And everyone has a right to know who they're going to follow, right? Instead of being shrouded in mystery or having some bullshit fed to you on television or some campaign ad, you got to have that understanding as to who you're going to follow. This question is actually pretty important. It's kind of hard to listen to, right? Because you could obviously see the emotion in people, but let's take a look at this.
It's the one that it's so contradicting. I like asking the question, but yet I don't. And here it is. Worst incident in your career.
Worst in my career that I can recall, it happened when I was a training officer in patrol in East LA. I had a young trainee. We had a double homicide, and we were the one writing the report, and it was cousins just came from Mexico, and they were gunned down in the driveway of their family's home. Literally, they showed up that day and gunned down by gangsters, and these literally just fell off the turnip truck. And we had to go to the hospital with the father, who was the uncle of one, and they had to identify the body, and then they had to go to the other hospital and identify the other one, which is their son. And that was such a gut-wrenching thing, and the screams and the cries, and these are all genuine, sincere people, not the crocodile tears of the gangster crowd. No, these are just humble, hardworking people, day laborers and so forth, and that one stayed with me.
Yeah, that's, I always say that as much as I don't like asking that question, I do, because that is police work. That's what you're actually signing up for. All these things where you see TikTok cops and, walking, the old lady across the street, all the community service. I think that's great. But not all the time, but oftentimes we give this impression that police work is going to be this, happy, you're going to go through an emotional roller coaster. You're going to work weekends, holidays, graves. And so, you reach back to something that happened decades ago, and a lot of guests do. And I always wanted to let the audience know that, hey, this is what you're signing up for. What do you think?
Yeah, that's true. That was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And those and memories like that are the ones that stay with you in your whole career, and they help kind of shape your worldview and how important your job is. And it reinforces the fact that in spite of what the media claims, deputies are not gang members. They're out there working a difficult job, made more difficult because of all the vitriol thrown at them by the establishment. And they do a commendable job day in and day out. And I think, and every deputy is going to go through their own set of experiences like that.
100%. Yeah, no, absolutely. And yeah, I still can't figure out, you and I were having a conversation about SB2 and one of these, association by gang. I still cannot figure out that whole paragraph, what the state, really means by that, but that's a whole different conversation. Let's get to the good stuff. What's going on? How's the campaign? When did you start the campaign? When's the next, big outing? And how can we get a hold of you?
Well, we just launched July 22nd, I think, so we're just barely started. We're starting to do the fundraising now and the organizing. The level of support that we're getting has just been phenomenal. Deputies are excited, and I see them everywhere, and they say, "Oh, please, thank God." And that's kind of, I guess, thank God is probably the easiest description of the reaction I'm getting from within the department, outside the department, and talking to people on the street, people that have been messaging me. They're saying, "Please, we need you." And I think because the media is doing such a spectacular job of covering the sheer incompetence of the incumbent, like you would never know the department is falling apart, but it is.
Yes.
They're just never going to admit it.
Yeah.
But when I was in office, every day I was like, "Oh my God, the sky is falling," and it wasn't.
No.
Actually, everything was working the way it is.
Yeah.
Are employees going to do dumb things now and then? Yes, like in
We're
any
human.
organization.
We're human.
Are bad things going to happen and tragedies are going to happen? Yes, that's going to happen. It's nothing to do with the organization. It's how we react to all these things that counts. And we did things the right way for the right reasons. And I think now today, people are appreciating, like, hey, you know what? I think we got misled. He had it right 4 years ago. So let's do it again.
Yeah, let's run it back.
Yep.
Where do we get a hold? Is there a website that we can get a hold of you?
Yes, alexvillanueva2026.com. You can go there. You can donate. You can volunteer. We have a lot of different volunteer events to do. It's too early for that part now because people are not really paying attention. But on the donation side and spreading information, yes, you can share that. You can text that website. And the only rule is you can't pass $1,500 per election. That's the only limitation.
The other rule is that you got to have un lomo saltado or arroz con gandules. I mean, what are we going here?
Arroz con gandules is good. The pastelillos are important. Yes, got to have the pastelillos.
Pero un
Well, there you go, guys. Let's get this man into office. Let's save Los Angeles. Thank God indeed. Until next time, keep fighting.
The Prime Initiative.